Again, this only works for right triangles, and the tangent of an angle is called the ratio of the leg opposite to the leg adjacent. Remember again, I can't emphasize enough, this only works in a right triangle. We talked about this a little bit in a previous exploration. Okay, we aren't going to ever do a 90-degree angle. You'll get into that later, Algebra 2, Honors Advanced Math, the trig areas. You'll get into the 90 degrees, the unit circle, but we're not going to work on that for now. So I'm going to call the angle we're using x. It depends the position of this angle for where you determine opposite and adjacent. The hypotenuse is always the hypotenuse. So never consider that opposite or adjacent. So here's the angle we're going to talk about. If you go opposite it, here's your opposite. And the adjacent is always going to be the leg of the right triangle that helps to make the angle we are looking for. So this is our adjacent. And every angle has one ratio opposite to adjacent that goes with it. Okay, no other angle will have that reduced ratio. So when we get over here, when I ask for the tangent of angle A, for the tangent of A, you'll find angle A, and you're just going to go from angle A, you're going to go opposite. So the side opposite is 2. The side adjacent to it is 7. When I say tangent B, I'm saying from B, what is the ratio of opposite to adjacent? Now, to get the measure of angle A, remember I told you that each angle has a unique ratio that goes with it. So what we're going to do is use our calculator, and we're going to do something called the inverse tangent. It's going to be a button that looks like this. I have a website with a virtual one, so I think that should work to help us. And you're going to say, calculator, inverse tangent gives you angles. Normally, if you push tangent and you put a number, the calculator is going to say, okay, I'm reading that to be, what is the ratio opposite to adjacent of the angle? We're doing inverse. We're saying, okay, calculator, we're giving you the opposite. So for the measure of angle A, I'm going to do the inverse tangent of 2 over 7. I'm going to say, what angle goes with the ratio of 2 over 7? So I'm going to have, yours might say tan to the negative 1. 2 divided by 7. And I get, we're going to round to the nearest whole number for angles. So I'm going to call this 16 degrees. Again, I know this says A tan. Yours may say tan negative 1. If you have the TI-34, it is going to be in your trig menu, which is pushing second pi. Okay, so we call this 16 degrees. And then for the measure of angle B, well, you can do the inverse tangent, but you know this is 90, you know this is 16. So now you can just know that the angles of a triangle are 180 degrees. So this should come out to be 74. Okay, when we go over here, tangent A means, again, position at angle A, what is the ratio of opposite to adjacent? So if I go opposite A, I have to see 8. Well, the adjacent, I don't know what that is, but look, just because it's trigonometry doesn't mean you've lost what you had before. So use Pythagorean theorem. So 17 squared equals 8 squared plus x squared. When you solve that, you'll get 15. So the tangent of A will be 8 over 15. Tangent of B will equal 15 over 8. To get the measure of angle A, we're going to do the inverse tangent. So again, we'll do tan -1 of 8/15. I'm going to get about 28 degrees for that. And the measure of angle B, I'll just use the fact that there's 180 degrees. So that I believe is about 62 degrees. And that was just kind of going over those. When you get to here, it's more of what it will probably look like. I'm going to use the tangent to figure out the measure of x. I can't use Pythagorean theorem because there isn't two sides given, and this is not a special right triangle, so I don't already know those ratios. So I know the tangent of the 24-degree angle will equal x, because that's opposite, divided by 20. So I'm trying to figure out what would I divide by 20 so that I get this ratio. You can solve this by multiplying both sides by 20. That should be like a multiply sign. So in my calculator, I would type 20 times the tangent of 24, and I'm going to get that the side is about 8.9. When you go to the next one, it's a lot of the same ideas. So as you work it through, and you can work on these and then come back and check. This would be your initial work. This one does come out to be 7. So then push pause and then work through. In this one, in the second one over here, you could use the 21, but since the side opposite, I like using the angle opposite the missing side. So I'll find this by just knowing that the angles of a triangle have to equal 180. So I would have tangent of 69 equals x over 30. Multiply both sides by 30, and this will come out to be 78.1. In this one, I'm finding an angle, so I'm not going to use tangent, I'm going to use that inverse tangent. Okay, opposite the y is 8. And when I type that in, I can't remember what this one is. We'll call that 58 degrees. So the missing angle here would be 58 degrees. And again, I'm hoping you work through these and you're just using this to check. In the next one, I'm finding an angle. So again, since I'm finding an angle, I'm going to use the inverse tangent. I'm going to go opposite, so that's 6, divided by the adjacent, which is 8. I get about 37 degrees. For the last one, talks about the grade of a road. It says the grade is 4%, and they want the angle the road makes with the horizontal. So they're looking for this angle. 4% can be expressed as a fraction as 4 over 100. You can reduce that if you choose, but it won't matter if you do or don't. And this equals the rise over the run. Well, my rise is here. Just like when you did slope, this would have been your rise. So that is 1. This is my run, so that's 25. So I'm finding an angle. I'm going to do inverse tangent. and I get about 2 degrees for that. And that's the review for tangent.